Yes, welcome everyone. Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's March 25th, 2019. The show is presented, as always, by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab there to find this show, a bunch of great articles, social media links, and more. marijuanatimes.org. Today we're talking about Pennsylvania, possible legalization there. Also talking about legalization stalling in New Jersey. And creator of Jelly Bellies is getting into the cannabis industry in a way. Well, yeah, getting into the cannabis industry. That's not in a way. That's what he's doing. Anyway, all of that is coming up. First, of course. Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. If you're growing in a state where it's legal to grow cannabis, make sure you grow safe and poison-free. Make sure you're regulatory compliant and not using banned pesticides. Do all of these things with Natureside, nature-side.com. Proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Go check them out. Don't use harmful chemicals on what you're growing, especially if what you're growing is what people are going to be ingesting. I don't know, it seems like common sense, but apparently not. Go to Natureside. Be better. Do better. That's right. That's a pep talk for your favorite internet cannabis news video host. Take that to the bank. This first story from marijuanatimes.org by Jason Sander. Pennsylvania senators seek support for adult use recreational cannabis bill. We mentioned this story last week. As Jason points out, there's a lot of stuff going on in Pennsylvania. The Keystone State recently removed restrictions on industrial hemp. The town of Steelton decriminalized the plant, and with some surprising support from law enforcement. Then last December, the state's Department of Health started considering expanding its medical program to include depression and anxiety. And Governor Tom Wolf said it was, quote, time for a serious look, end quote, at the legalization of recreational cannabis. Toward that end, state senators have introduced a bill that would bring recreational marijuana to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. State Senators Dalen Leach and Sheriff Street have introduced a legalization bill and are now seeking co-sponsors and support from other officials. If passed, the proposed bill will allow the legal recreational use of cannabis for anyone over 21. State residents grew up to 6 plants in their home for personal use. Home delivery of cannabis would also be permitted. Municipalities would be in charge of granting licenses to growers, processors, dispensaries, public lounges, and delivery services. So things moving along in Pennsylvania, which is a good thing. What'll come of that? Well, it's really, as you know, it's hard to predict, as evidenced by this next story from Barron's. Marijuana stocks fall as legalization bid fails in New Jersey. And if you follow this year, if you watch this show, you've likely seen, if you're a regular watcher, you've seen many, many stories about New Jersey and the supposed inevitable march toward legalization, or the march toward inevitable legalization, whatever you want to call it, is not going that way. The New Jersey legislature canceled a scheduled vote on recreational pot today. State Senate leaders said they couldn't get enough Democrats behind the bill, despite a hard push by Governor Phil Murphy. The bill could have made New Jersey the first state to approve recreational adult use without a voter referendum. It's not 100% true. The Vermont legislature approved marijuana possession and homegrown and such, but not sales. So they've been the first to approve a commercial bill, commercial sales for legalization, adult use legalization through the legislature, but they are not that state because they did not do that. Hardest hit were stocks of multi-state chains with New Jersey medical marijuana licenses, as the hope of recreational sales goes down the drain. Green Thumb Industries Chief Executive Ben Culver told Barron's, quote, we believe New Jersey will eventually join the growing number of states that are legalizing adult use. I guess. Will they? I assume, yeah. At some point. It's not exactly, hey, legalization's coming. That's at some point. It's a very different concept. It will greatly benefit the state in many ways, including tax, revenue, so on and so forth. You know the drill. Recreational pot has public support in surveys of the state's voters, and Democrats hold a majority in both chambers of the state legislature, but some Democratic legislators from urban districts feared that legal weed would hurt their communities, so they joined state Republicans in opposing the legalization bill. Because everybody knows, if anything hurts minority communities and urban communities, it's tax revenue, jobs, and the people who live there having less of a chance to get a criminal record. Those things are like kryptonite to urban communities and minority communities. Jobs, less criminal records, tax revenue for urban improvements. Get all that crap out of here. The stupidity of this is unparalleled. And it's all based on this notion that, well, legal weed, or weed's not there now. Because everybody knows you can't find weed in an urban community. Legalization, then that'll release the floodgates and all these people will be harmed, by all the weed that floods in with the jobs and the tax revenue and things of that nature. Weed's already there. I hate to break this to you, and I hate to sound, I don't know, like a person with extreme common sense, but if you go into an urban community, you're quite likely to find marijuana. I know. I have bought a lot of marijuana over the years from urban communities, urban youths, whatever. They have marijuana. They know it exists. They have it. They sell it. They use it, much like every other community in the world. I mean, it's like urban communities are in this bubble. Everybody else found weed, but the urban communities, no, they have no idea. But legalization, then they'll just go crazy with the marijuana. It's stupid. If you're in a minority group like the NAACP or whoever else who supports minority rights, supports minority advancement, being against marijuana legalization is ignorant. I'm sorry, it's ignorant. You are ignorant for being that way. State Senator Reed Ronald Rice in New Jersey, he's ignorant. He's been running his mouth for over a year about how bad this would be for black communities. Oh yeah, because black people don't like jobs and tax revenue and not having a criminal record for using something that is not harming anyone else. That's horrible for black people. Terrible. I'm glad they dodged that bullet. Now there won't be more jobs coming to urban communities. There won't be any tax revenue. And the black people who get arrested for marijuana, they'll continue to get criminal records. I know. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm white. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe black people are different. Maybe they don't like employment and staying out of jail the way white people and other groups do. I don't know. But I think they do. I think we're all fairly similar on that point. We like jobs. We like employment. We like not being in jail. It's kind of a common thread. If you could do a Venn diagram of every race and creed and ethnicity, all of them will cross on that point. Stupid. It's stupid. And now, well, when you start citing now, they'll go back to citing statistics about how much more black people get arrested for cannabis than white people, as if they didn't have a chance to do anything about that. And I know the arguments, we've talked about this before on the show, black arrests, even in legalization states, still outweigh white arrests, or they're still arrested more or more likely to be arrested. I understand that. But all the numbers are coming down. And the only way to make all the numbers equal is to make all the numbers zero. 0 white people get arrested. 0 black people. 0 Hispanic people. 0 Asian people. 0 people from, anywhere. You get the point. I was going to list like 20 ethnicities, but why? Everyone. When all the arrests are at 0, then everyone is equal. But I don't know. I guess, that's not the way black people in New Jersey feel. That's what I'm being told. That's what I'm being told. More out of New Jersey. This is from NJ.com on YouTube. This is Governor Phil Murphy speaking earlier today. The one who campaigned on this issue, had Democrat control of both houses, both parts of the legislature in New Jersey. He's been beating this drum for over a year, and today it did not happen.
History is rarely made at the first attempt. History is often a bumpy road of fits and starts, of progress and of setbacks.
By the way, pay attention to this speech. You'll never hear, in the space of 3 minutes, which is how long this video is, in the space of 3 minutes, more cliches and platitudes than Governor Phil Murphy fits into this speech. If he was as good at getting marijuana legalized as he is at spitting out cliches and tired phrases, well, then they would have legalized marijuana in New Jersey right now.
But eventually, barriers do fall to those who are committed to breaking them down. Certainly, I am disappointed, but we are not defeated. I am committed, I know we are all committed, to continuing the discussions with lawmakers that we began over these past few months. I know, as the Senate President and the Speaker know, as supportive lawmakers know, and as the broad coalition of community and faith leaders know that the facts are on our side.
And yet, marijuana legalization did not pass in New Jersey. And yet, you failed.
The fact is that our current drug policy regime has stifled opportunity and economic development. It has helped us to achieve the dubious distinction of having the widest black-white disparity in incarceration in the entire United States.
It's good to throw that in the speech, kind of a little dig at the so-called minority leaders that have helped thwart this bill. They're just dooming more African Americans to being arrested for marijuana, while white people are getting rich all across the country. More black people in New Jersey are going to continue to get arrested. That blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. The threat of legal weed is so great to urban communities that minority rights groups are just going to accept the fact that black people are going to continue to go to jail in apparently great numbers for using and selling and growing marijuana. I don't know. Again, I'm not a black leader. Maybe this is what black people in New Jersey are clamoring for. Yes, keep the jobs away, keep the tax revenue away, bring the police. There's one thing I'm pretty sure about black people is they love the police coming into their neighborhood and giving them problems and disrupting everything, even though nothing's happened. No one's rights have been infringed. They gotta love that. No other ethnic group or race loves that. But again, I've learned today, apparently black people do. If you're a black person in New Jersey, please leave a comment in this video, under this video, whatever. Tell me how much you love less jobs and more people going to jail. More of your community going to jail.
A staggering 12-1. The fact is, given what we know now, this week alone, more than 600 New Jerseyans, the majority of whom will be persons of color, will be arrested for marijuana possession.
No, that's fine.
And will have a criminal record that will hurt their prospects of getting a job or getting an education.
No, that's cool.
The countless millions of dollars diverted into the criminal justice system would be better invested in health care and housing,
Apparently
in
not.
child care and after-school programs,
No.
and in community-based anti-violence efforts, among so many other worthy programs.
No. Urban communities need none of those things. It's crazy. Get off the stage, Whitey. You know what you're talking about. You stupid cracker.
The fact is that our urban neighborhoods have been hardest hit by the misguided war on drugs.
No, apparently
We
not.
cannot forget that society looked the other way as the opioid epidemic devastated our urban centers long before it made mainstream headlines. The Senate President, the Speaker, and I, along with countless others, have worked in partnership and compromise on a bill that will move the cause of social justice forward.
The bill that can even bring to a vote.
I've said many times before that I did not get to my position in support of legalizing adult use marijuana overnight. But through time and careful reflections and many conversations, which began with this man right here, I got here. Change is never easy. It takes hard work, and sometimes it takes letting go of long-held opinions. Justice may be delayed, but justice will not be denied. Again, I thank the Senate President and Speaker for their partnership, their leadership, and their hard work. I know we all remain committed to passing this bill and making our state a national model for justice and opportunity, because ultimately this is the right thing to do for New Jersey. And we know the people of New Jersey are on our side. And because of that commitment, I know that we will make history. With that, I'd love to ask.
Yes. I'm sure all those things will happen. I gotta be honest with you, I'm pretty done for now talking about New Jersey. I mean, unless something weird happens, like Phil Murphy lights up a blunt at a press conference, or some kind of marijuana legalization legislation actually passes a legislative body in New Jersey, I don't know what the point is anymore. I've been talking about this thing for over a year. People in New Jersey, I'm sure, are tired of hearing about it. And guess what? Still nothing. Nothing. A big goose egg up on the board in New Jersey. Everything continues as before, which I guess is fine. I guess that's cool with some people. It's cool with enough people that legalization did not come to a vote today as it was supposed to. This last story from Cannabis Aficionado Cannabis.com, creator of Jelly Belly, just launched CBD jelly beans. David Klein revolutionized the candy industry with his invention of the Jelly Belly jelly beans in 1976. 4 decades later, he's recreating them, this time infusing them with cannabidiol to create CBD jelly beans. That's right. That's for all I know, all of you are excited out there. The miniature gourmet beans are a piece of Americana, thanks especially to Ronald Reagan. The 40th president of the U.S. fell in love with Jelly Belly beans after he started snacking on them as a way to help him quit smoking. His affection for the candies grew. He ordered cases of them, 60 per month. Boy, that's a lot of jelly beans. Always had a jar nearby and even sent some to outer space on the Challenger in 1983. Now Reagan's favorite treats are ironically being infused with CBD. Klein, a candy inventor from Los Angeles, can remember the moment he conceptualized the Jelly Belly. It was 8:15 p.m. on a Thursday evening. He was watching an episode of Happy Days. It wasn't long before his dream of creating the Rolls-Royce of jelly beans came to fruition. He's been in the candy business for 45 years. He said, I love candy. Not a day goes by where not only do I eat candy in some form, but I think about new candy ideas. For those of you wondering, in 1980, he sold his rights to Jelly Belly. In 2001, the Herman Golitz Candy Company changed its name to the Jelly Belly Company. The company continues to rake in $190 million in net profits annually. Though he's called it the worst mistake of his life, the experience didn't hinder Klein's love for candy or his need to spread sweetness. So there you go. The Jelly Belly guy getting in to the cannabis industry with CBD jelly beans. Thanks, everybody. Check out the show another week here at the Marijuana Times. Keep sharing, commenting, liking the videos, all of that. Search the Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts for the audio-only version of the show. We're on YouTube and Vimeo as well. And, of course, marijuanatimes.org. Thank you to NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Thank you all for watching and listening today, and we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.